Yo, hey guys, just wanted to talk about psilocybin mushrooms today. Surprise, surprise, yeah, I know. And I'm going to call this segment Magic Mushrooms, the perfect entheogen. But in all seriousness, there is a few reasons why it is the most complete entheogen when you do compare it to others. And this is not a competition to say, oh, this is better than all the psychedelics, because each person has their own unique molecule that works for them, okay? I'm just talking about its overall effects. I think it's the most complete entheogen. And there are a few reasons for this. And the first one is that it's actually the oldest entheogen known to man. And how do I know this? Well, you gotta think. When you're talking about any other psychedelic plant medicine, even if it's ayahuasca, iboga, peyote, San Pedro, it all needs some form of alchemy for you to receive its psychedelic effects, whether it is by brewing it in a pot, or even in the case of ayahuasca, you got to mix two ingredients together and you got to brew it. See, mushrooms, not so much. Kind of just grows from the ground and it's just ready to eat, and that's it. And you got to think that pots and pans and even the discovery of fire wasn't exactly around since the dawn of time. Humans for a very long time walked around without any of these technology or utensils, and even fire. And think about it, in one point in time you don't think that there was going to be a human who just happened to come by across psilocybin mushrooms. And keep in mind that these things can grow up to the size of a bloody dinner plate as well. They would walk past and be like, oh, this looks pretty interesting, let's give it a try. And then they just have a full-blown psychedelic experience. And if you've heard of Terence McKenna, he actually wrote a thesis entitled Food of the Gods, which goes into depth about his stoned ape theory, that ever since the introduction of psilocybin mushrooms to the human diet, the human brain doubled and our progress just grew exponentially. And there's a lot of good points. It is a theory, but it's an interesting theory at that. And another interesting fact about psilocybin mushrooms is that you can't really overdose from it. Like, you have to eat your whole body weight in mushrooms to even come close to being in any form of physical danger. That's just mind-blowing. That is physically impossible to eat that many mushrooms. You know what I mean? So in other words, the sky's the limit. And what I've found out ever since I've done my first heroic dose is that anything below that isn't like a true psilocybin experience. And even then, the 5 gram mark is like level 1. It's like, I was seeing this guy, I forgot his name, I'll put in the link below when I remember it. This guy talks about like the 20 and 30 gram dose range, and that the mushroom experience just goes up exponentially. So 20 grams compared to 10 grams isn't just twice as potent, it's like 1,000 times more intense and a completely different experience. And the same thing goes for the 30 gram and the 20 gram. See, I've just had the 5 gram, even that was like completely different to any other mushroom experience I've ever had. You know, many people have had mushroom experiences, but they've just had the 1, 2, 3 gram dose. And that's like nothing. If you're talking about vivid colors and visual distortions and deep insights and all that kind of stuff, that's all great and that's awesome. But once you get to that 5 gram dose, that's when the whole fabric of reality just completely crumbles down before your eyes and you pierce through this third dimensional reality and just go somewhere else. And it is a completely different experience. And I've just found out recently that apparently that's just like nothing. It's like the difference between dipping your toe into the water and completely jumping in. And you know, and it's scary going to those high doses, but they're the most beneficial ones. Another reason why this is the most complete entheogen, in my opinion, is that it grows everywhere, every single country in the world. And what's really, really fascinating about it is that it only grows where there are humans and civilization. And on top of that, many, if not most species of psilocybin mushrooms bruise blue when you pinch their stem. So they only grow where there are humans and civilization, and they bruise blue when you pinch the stem. It's almost like nature is quite literally communicating with us to take these mushrooms, and you have these mushrooms trying to tell us, oh, hey, eat us, eat us. You guys need to really wake the fuck up, because you're kind of fucking up this planet. Who knows? I mean, when I think back on the first time I ever had a psilocybin experience, before I had that experience, I was extremely narcissistic, only gave a shit about myself, didn't appreciate nature, and yeah, just didn't have empathy for others. And then as soon as I had this psilocybin experience, and my intention was not to have this spiritually enlightening experience. It was seriously just to trip balls, that's it. But I noticed afterwards, that's when I actually started caring about others. I had an appreciation for nature, and I was just more aware. And it just completely changed the game for me. And I'm sure many of you as well. It just scattered through all human history, through all the ancient cultures. And we've been using psilocybin mushrooms as a sacrament for thousands upon thousands of years. And it's only since Nixon declared the war on drugs where they've actually been taboo and not okay to take, because it's written on a piece of paper and everyone's just kind of bought into it. But yeah, you got to kind of be patient with those people. They'll wake up eventually. So yeah guys, that's me. I just wanted to share a little bit of knowledge about what I find fascinating about this incredible entheogen. So feel free to give this video a like and even share it with your friends. That would really help us out. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.